Hello everyone. So today in this video, we will have a short crisp video. Basically, I'm a Technofunda trader. Okay. So Technofunda means key combination of technicals and fundamentals. So in this selection process is based on the fundamentals. Like fundamentals help you helps you to narrow down to those pocket of stocks companies where tendency is much better than the universe. Okay, but technicals play a lot of role, a big role in this, big role in all of this. So what big role that technical plays is tells me when is the momentum catching up, when should I look on that particular name which funda screened me. Let's say I have a name, let's say this name which fundamental screened me somewhere here also, but I'm not gonna be interested in this. I want momentum, right? But this video is not about explaining you about technofunda. This video is about explaining you a tactic, entry tactic. What happens is in difficult markets, many of us struggle with entries. Why? Because by the time we go for the entry, stock starts to get choppy and volatile, that we easily get a quick cut of 2 3 4%, which leads to a stop loss hits, and then we like keep on seeing the stock, it hits our SL and then starts moving up, right? You might have heard a lot of this, and you might have faced this also. Okay. Mostly what happens is we buy in choppy markets, in difficult markets, as we are facing one currently. Okay. We need to buy as low as possible. Means from low risk entry points, means from nearby moving averages. Okay. That entries quickly put you at a cushion so that you can even either move your SL at cost, if that's a very short term trade for you. If you want to give it space, then even that day low or that low of the EMA or below EMA offers you a very low risk entry. Okay. Even that low risk entry also helps you maintain that space. Let me show you. The first thing is momentum, which we all look for, right? Even if you're pure technically trading, or you are a momentum trader, or you're a techno-funda trader. Then mostly what we do is we kind of we look for a flag, right? Once the move is already done, we look for a small pause, small consolidation so that we can take entry when the momentum starts. Mostly what we do is take it when a big candle comes or when a decent size candle comes like this is 3 point some percent, you know, we kind of wait for the momentum to pick up and then small tightness to come. There is nothing wrong in that. But what happens is in good markets, in strong markets, even if we try to enter from these kind of areas, we get decent number of winners. But in bad market, what happens is when we try to do this, many a times choppiness follows. Because of that choppiness, we get like a scores. Many times it will happen that you enter and by the day end you have a spot, it will be below your cost, right? So that causes a lot of problems because in such markets we cannot carry risk, right? We cannot carry open risk in any way. So by the end of the day, either we close the position or reduce size, and by the next day or in few days it starts to move up and we cannot figure out new entry. So for that, it's best to enter from low risk areas. How low risk areas? Once the momentum is done, we know that the stock starts to consolidate, right? In that consolidation, mostly stocks approach 10 EMA. And as soon as it approaches 10 EMA, you know that they can be a bounce back. If the stock is good, if we are looking, well, if you like from me as a techno funda trader, if I narrow down a stock, then it has some fundamental backings and then technicals also prove the strength. So what I do is I look for a bounce back and I try to enter with the bounce. I'm not waiting for PDH to cut cross because that is too late for as an entry for me in such markets. Okay. So like in this setup, we know that the strength was there and then my stock started consolidating. But even after one day fall, the stock again had a good buying. So this shows that there is a good strength, buying strength is there. And then two tight days, okay, with narrow volume. And next day we had a bit of increased selling, right? Many times we fear that the selling has increased. Now we want to see buying volumes. There is nothing wrong there. But for me, as there is everything under that name has been figured out, like I've read and narrowed out that name, okay, based on fundamentals also. So I have many factors odds aligning to that. Okay. So I will be willing to take the risk. In such entries, when the candle is very big, I use 75 minutes. Okay. Kind of I look for a pause. sorry, there was a fall, okay, in the first 75-minute candles, and then the stock had a pause for the full day. So now what I do is I enter above this day, this candle. This range high is my entry point, and this range low is my stop loss. Now you can see how small the stop loss is. You can see that how small the small stop loss is, right? So 2.5% is the stop loss. This gives me a cushion. This gives me a small stop loss also, and this gives me that strength also. That next day, as my entry triggers, I can even try bigger sizes if the market is suitable. If the market is also supporting that, and as soon as the stock goes, I can adjust accordingly also by the day end. Let's say I went with a higher size because of the low stop loss. By the day end, if I think that cushion is very less and I don't want to carry big size, I can reduce it also. So that's how it goes. Let me show you how it would have proceeded. See, we got a breakout entry, and then next few candles, it's just taking time, but we had an entry and our SL is also same. By the end of the day, it went up, right? Some cases might not do that also. In some cases, you might have intra, IB, okay, inside bar also. That may happen because we don't know when I am entering in such type of cases. One thing is very important that I don't know whether the stock is going to break out the next day or it is going to build a proper flag, right? So in such cases, I go with the mindset that it can also build a flag. So I have to be patient for even 2-3 days also. Okay, this is the kind of entry I go for. It eventually gives me a very quick cushion. Let me show you one more thing. See, here also, right? The stock came to 10. This would have been a very beautiful entry. But now, if I go for like a bit of late entries, like high of this candle and everything, once the strength is already there, what will happen is I might get a squat. And by the day end, I might have to close because this squat will look very bad and I will have a risk. By tomorrow, I don't know what will happen, right? This is the very big reason that we need to have a better entries, especially in difficult market. Let's see some more examples. See, the strength was there, right? Now we are tracking the stock, right? It's going sideways. See, the stock had a 5 days pause and volumes have dropped. The stock is near 10 EMA. Now tell me, if the stock starts to move up from here, I would like to enter. If I have that other things in my favor, that is very important factor actually when we go for a pullback type of trading. That if we have a lot of number of setups in our front, like say I'm tracking 10 stocks for tomorrow, then it's very difficult, है ना? Because we don't know that it may take 2-3 days also after triggering our entry. But if you're sure about particular 2-3 names that I would love to enter, I would try this stock for sure. Okay. In those cases, this type of entries do wonder. Okay, let's do a replay because this is a tight candle, right? It's not a very big candle also. So even entering above this day high is also a decent candle. On 75 minutes also, we will find that this is a better point to enter, which is day high, right? So this is how low risk entries come, especially in this market. Now see, this time the market was tough. The stock went up. Okay. Now, if you were waited, you might even have missed the entry. Okay. This is also the case in many stocks. That strong stocks might not just give you a ideal entry areas. Right. Now, then actually stocks started falling. Even if I let's say enter and I enter late, then my cost SL will get it, right? Even your original SL can also hit in this case. It's not like your SLs will not hit, but that will give you better entry and better possibility to manage a trade. Like here, this trade was even ready here, right? But next day we had a gap up. The stock fell 3%. Tell me, is this stock bad? Most of the time, what people many do is they get scared that okay, now this is bad. But if everything is aligning, okay, this can be opportunity. We have to be very what the market was also doing on that day. Market is a very important criteria to keep it sync with the stocks. So September 2022. Okay. See, here on this day, market had a gap down but closed fine, but it had a gap down and it just remained there. But that doesn't mean the stock is bad, right? If other factors, same thing. If other factors are aligning, then I might have an opportunity here. Okay. Now, if the day high starts to close and everything is aligning, I might add. Now, we had a tight day, then it's even a better opportunity if the range gets closed. Like that, low risk entries are very, very important. If we get, if we will enter from high risk, high areas, that causes risk. Here we got a spot. Definitely, this might even be lower, below our cost. Okay, we might be scared and we might close. But such entries offer a very beautiful and low risk entry points. Let's see another example. I'm showing you some stocks which were from difficult markets only, not from easy markets. In easy market, we can try different things, but in difficult markets, we have to be very sure and safe side, on the safe side. See, now here the stock had a very good strength and it has started consolidating, but it fell for four continuous days to 10 EMA. Now, what does it tell me? That the strength was there, right? If everything sector strength was there, if everything is aligning, then this is an opportunity for me. Okay, I might not wait that the stock will go up and form a flag or something like that. Okay, but that understanding will be there that the stock can move slowly and form a flag. So I have to be patient and give space. It's not like that I'm gonna just expect a bull's not from here, a burst from here, right? That depends on the stock. We don't know what will happen. But this kind of entries helps a lot in such markets. See, one day it broke out, but no such move, right? Second day again, no such move. So we have to be patient with our stop loss. And then it started moving. That is different. The move might come and not, but the main purpose, the main point is the entry point. They try to enter from low risk areas from moving averages. Especially one more advice, one more suggestion I can give is, okay, when strong stocks starts to move and then they correct, okay, they offer very good entry points. But in some cases, the strong stocks are correcting. Let's say this stock was corrected. Okay, it's here. Or let's say three candles were there or four candles there. But now what happened is because of the market had a correction or something like that, the stock price came in this region. The stock fell to 20 EM somewhere. But if the stock was falling just because of its own reasons, okay, market is good, then we may be concerned that the momentum is getting lost, right? But if that type of movement occur because of the market, let's say market gap down or market fell 2%, 3%, and because of that stock came to 20 MA. That may be opportunity, right? We have to we have to go through other variables through your selection process, which make you put that stock on your list. But once you have that stock on your list, once you are kind of very convict, very sure or not sure, you are key that this stock has some tendencies which suits your process, right? So in that cases, those type of entries actually offer opportunities. Okay, so this was the whole point of this short video. Okay, because many were facing this problem that they were entering, okay, and by the day end either they were getting squatted or they were exiting the position, or by next day some stocks were pulling down and they were like my SL is hit, and then the stock starts to move. Okay, many students have texted me that मेरे SL hit करने के बाद this is moving and all that. So that's the main thing, that we have to manage our entries very, very finely and our stop loss also. Okay, so that we can give space and we can have patience. Patience is very, very important in such markets. Okay, so that's all for this video. Thank you so much.